Hi Kiwi, alright, we are back at another episode of Hades 1. Today we are going to be running the Aspect of Poseidon with the Artemis Keepsake. I am going to go for an Artemis cast build, and we'll see how that goes. I had thought about maybe trying for an AFK build, but I'm not feeling that well, and I think rather than, more than anything, just not having enough stacks of Fated Persuasion, I'm worried that it's not going to play out the way I would like it to. Let's take one level of Tight Deadline. Let's take... Okay, here's what we're going to take. We're going to take 3 levels of Extreme Measures, maxing out benefits package, middle management, and 1 level of Tight Deadline. That should be easy enough. Like I said, we're going to focus on a Artemis focused cast build, and we'll see how that goes.
Where do you think you are? Who do you think you're talking to? Nobody gets out of my domain, whether alive or dead.
Since we're focusing around the Artemis cast, which benefits from crit chance, we'll
Father, try and stop me.
We'll try and get as much crit chance stacked from Artemis as possible. Her legendary would be awesome.
You see how easily I tracked you down? Unless you went out of your way for me, that is.
Mirage shot would be great, so we'll definitely hunt for Poseidon. And then I don't know who else would be great, terribly great for this build. Got the lowest tier cast, which isn't amazing, but we'll make it work. Also have to remember, oh, you know what, we need to get what is it? Exit wounds. Exit wounds would be very good for this build. I heard a fish. I definitely heard a fish somewhere. Where are you? There you are.
Fishing time?
Who cares about Tight Deadline when there are fish in the river? Alright, do we get our fish this morning? I don't often get to see a fish spawn in the first room of the run. Alright, we're guaranteed. There it is.
Got you. I caught one.
Alright, it's still standard for Tartarus, but I was curious to see if we could find something different from usual. Oh, it appears I have unintentionally taken the wrong mirror boon, so I can reroll doors. I cannot reroll boons that are offered. That's unfortunate. I was messing around with the mirror to see what I could, how expensive it would be to take that, because I was mulling over the idea, again, of a... What's it called? A AFK build where I just take all the revenge boons possible.
I'll take them.
I wasn't feeling it. RNG wasn't necessarily going to be my friend.
I can take it.
I mean, without being able to better control door rolls, I didn't expect that build to go the way I wanted it to.
Please tell me how my power over all existence may be of small assistance to you this time, son of Hades.
Well, if you gave me cast gems or cast damage, that would be awesome, Chaos. Not a surprise you didn't. I think let's go ahead and take the increased coin gain. So I will take 24% more damage for the next 4 encounters, and then I will... Oh, excellent. We're getting another Artemis already. So, like I said, there are a couple Artemis boons we definitely want to stack up.
Am I interrupting something?
Pressure point, support fire would be kind of funny. Oh, I apparently took a level of damage control without realizing it. Unless these guys just... No, okay, I didn't. They just started with a damage control shield. They must have the benefits package effect. Okay. Anyway, so... exit wounds is going to be our big damage up. Lightning rod from Zeus would be pretty cool. Pressure points or Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is always great too because it increases our crit chance. I think I'll take the flat 2% increased crit chance on all damaging moves first. As far as Demeter goes, does Demeter have anything to offer us that I would be terribly excited about? Let's see, duo-wise. I guess we get the passive of inflicting chill whenever we in an AoE around our cast, but that doesn't sound too great. Not using Crystal Clarity. A lot of Demeter's boons actually duo with cast effects, which are with cast effects, but very specific casts. It's interesting. Yeah, Demeter's a very cast-focused god, it seems, based on these. The only thing I could make an argument for her potentially benefiting is Cold Fusion if we did get Lightning Rod, but I don't think I want her beyond that. Pomegranate on the cast is always a good idea. Poms on cast seem to scale significantly more than the standard fare, so I'm always happy to take that, I suppose. Anyway, part of the reason I'm not feeling 100% myself is every now and again I have this really weird thing that happens with my eyes.
Power of Olympus.
Oh wow, geez, that's a pretty sizable damage up. Yeah, from 70 to 112, and that's at the base rarity. If we can get Eurydice to take some pity on us, we might even get more from that. I have now received another chance at Chaos Gate, so hopefully we aren't offered something that entices me over Chaos. If it's like a hammer, I'm not going to really care too much about a hammer, I suppose. Hammers are always great, but not necessarily necessary, or not strictly necessary in a build like this, admittedly. Anyway, so my
set.
eyes do this dumb thing where, oh, wow, it was like it knew what I was talking about. There's the hammer.
Let me have
Completely
it.
ignoring it for the sake of chaos. And basically what happens is, I think it's dry eye, or more accurately, I think what it is I sometimes sleep with my eyes open, and it's not good. For next floor encounter, well, we still didn't get any cast gems or cast damage, so I guess I'll take this. For the next 4 encounters, you face 67% more foes, and then you just gain more gems and darkness. We're always trying to stack up those things, I suppose, still. Ugh, Dionysus. Oh, you know what? Since I have the rerolls, may as well use it. Aphrodite. I don't really want Afro either, do I? I guess Afro-Athena duo could be decent, because it enhances our cast, I guess? We don't have a lot of backstab effects. I still don't fully understand how that that duo between Athena and Aphrodite works, if it's actually that good or not. Let's try re-rolling one more time and see what we get. Demeter. Alright, I guess we take Demeter and we go for Cold Fusion, maybe. I don't know. Here, have a Sisyphus. Oh, this might miss. It missed. This giant stone, I forget what they called. I forgot the enemy's name, but this guy just bailed out immediately. He was like, I don't want any of your stone bullshit. Anyway, so what happens is my eye, I think I sometimes sleep with my eyes open, and that leads to my eye drying out pretty severely, and then I wake up with just blinding severe pain.
My little grandson, little Sprout. I've thought, if my Persephone's alive, why then, this winter, hasn't it endured for long enough? It's grown to have a certain stubbornness, but I am the goddess of the seasons, Zacharias. Perhaps it's time I changed them once again.
Maybe we will get to see the surface thawed after all. I'm not expecting it, but that would be cool if you did. Bench boon or... That's a pretty decent attack. I'll probably take that. That way I can slow down enemies a little bit. And we need to get a... If we are going for Cold Fusion, we'll need Core Boons. So yeah, I'll take that. And then we'll hunt for Zeus. Between HP and Hammer, I guess I'll get the Hammer out of the way. Less likely to show up in Styx if we take it early. And I'd rather have my oh wow, there's a lot of tracking on that. I appreciate that on the cast now. Okay. Apparently Artemis's cast doesn't just benefit from the crit damage, it just has enhanced homing. Alright, can I finish a thought? Okay, so basically I think I sleep with my eyes open. Leads myself to having some pretty severe eye pain when I wake up. And it is also kind of blinding, and that's why I don't feel so great, is because I actually kind of, admittedly, I get pretty nauseous because my vision out of the eye that's affected, sometimes it's both eyes and one eye is just worse. It's usually both, it's usually one eye is significantly worse than the other, but it's not uncommon that I have both eyes affected in some capacity. But it makes me pretty nauseous because my vision is messed up. Oh, hey, we finally got the final, what's it called? Prophecy choice for the hammers here. So we will take Flurry Slash. Hold attack to strike rapidly, dealing 25 base damage per hit. Oh, that's fun. That'll let us apply our shield stacks pretty quickly. We'll take Sisyphus here for the darkness, I believe, yeah.
Or whenever. A brief hello from time to time does wonders, don't you think, Prince Zed?
Did we get our Chaos Boon activated yet? We have not, so unfortunately we don't get the enhanced darkness, but maybe I take the coin then? Nah, I still take the darkness either way.
Sure, here you go.
Cheers, mate.
Well said, Boldy.
Hey, Baldy, what's your favorite color?
I'm gonna guess green, because it reminds him of his
Indeed.
best friend Sisyphus. What do we get? Move speed. Okay, I'll take move speed. Anyways, so ultimately what happens is my eyes look so painfully bloodshot. Like if you didn't know me, and well, I mean you probably see me tearing up because my eyes are just very painful. But if you didn't know me, you'd think I was like stoned out of my mind with how bloodshot my eyes look. Anyway, so thankfully I do have some eye drops that really help with that, but it seems like putting them in before bed at the recommendation of my ophthalmologist, it actually made the frequency of my dry eye somehow increase. So I can't do that, unfortunately. So it's basically, it averages out to being about once a month. I wake up, I'm blinded by pain, and it really screws up my sleep schedule too. I end up spending the rest of the day feeling so exhausted. Probably because I guess the constant state of feeling vaguely nauseous is not ideal. Ooh, an epic level Hunter's Mark. 55% crit chance on any marked target. Sounds amazing. Like that.
A careless choice you've made there, Zagreus. As you grow long in years, perhaps you shall learn better judgment as to whom to trust and whom to never, ever disrespect.
Ooh, I like the vitriol in that line delivery. Very good. Oh, man, I love good voice acting. It's fun just to recognize when it happens, too, because you don't get to always appreciate it. Oh, right, I forgot. I'm fighting Demeter. Let's see how Flurry Cast plays here. I mean, it's not great against these guys who can just plow through our armor, but it is nice that it really does let us apply our chilled stacks very quickly, which I do appreciate given that we did choose to take Demeter's cast.
Not now.
Yeah, I think Lightning Rod would be pretty solid in this build, so that's what we're gonna play around. We'll go for Exit Wounds, Lightning Rod, Jolted, Old Fusion. That sounds good.
The harsh of winter's gone for now, young Zagreus, and so take heart. But also, you take heed.
The biggest issue with my eye problem, though, is just the simple fact that, ooh, okay, what do I want here? I think maybe I take Demeter's Call. I'm not super into Demeter's Call. We have duo boons for both these. I'm gonna take Arctic Blast just for the increased damage, I think, because realistically speaking, I'm not really gonna get to 10 stack that often, and I don't want the other boons that much. Nothing here I want. Yeah, the unfortunate nature of it is simply, let's do the Erebus Gate.
Punishment has its perks.
Doing Erebus here will give us an extra chamber. If I don't get anything, oh well. If I do get it, hey, free HP. And then we still get the end shop.
For you, boy.
We get the end shop afterwards anyway. Anyway, okay, let me finish my thought. So, basically, the biggest issue with this eye thing that I have is that the reason why I get nauseous is because my vision is impaired in one eye, and it really screws up my depth perception, and that ultimately results in me having kind of warped perception for a little bit, and that leads to me just feeling nauseous. Like, if you've ever had uneven eyes, I don't know if that makes sense, but basically, my vision's screwy. It makes me nauseous and it lasts for like 3 days, my vision impairment. It's not significant enough, but it does affect my ability to read pretty substantially, which is a shame because I like to read, and I read often, especially given my vocation and my preferences. Speaking of which, I haven't read this week's manga. I've been reading a lot of webtoons lately. I mostly caught up on a webtoon called Boundless Ascension. It's pretty generic. I don't have much high praise for it. It does what it does well. It's got beautiful illustrations, but it's mostly just like a constant accumulation of power sort of story where this guy is just, well, I mean, he's boundlessly ascending. He's constantly facing trials and then gaining new skills and powers afterwards. It doesn't do anything to impress, but the art style at the very least is it looks good.
Useless lot.
All right, we played we played that room super safe, and we got rewarded for it. Do I take the shop in the chance that I'm offered a mystery boon that might give us Zeus? No, I don't think I do. I'll take Hermes. I'll take an early Hermes here. Objectively speaking, the Palm was probably the best option, but Hermes is always good too.
Just thought I'd check up on you, boss, and bring you this.
You give us cast effects. You do not. I can't reroll here, so I think I'll take Hyper Sprint in the hopes it sets us up for Rush Delivery, because there's never a bad time to take Rush Delivery. Unless you're about to die, in which case I still argue it's good, because we kill things faster with it.
Been waiting here to beat you to a bloody pulp, Red Blood.
Yeah. So basically, my situation leaves me tired, it leaves me visually impaired. That's why I decided to start with Hades, because, like, even in a weakened state, if you want to call it that, Hades is my bread and butter game. I feel so comfortable playing this, even with I'm basically playing with one eye closed, let's be honest. Because if I keep the other eye open, I just get nauseous. And I'm okay with that, because it turns out I don't need that much vision to be able to play this game well. Certainly I'm taking more hits than I would like, but if that's the extent of it, that's fine.
Not now.
making relatively easy work. I'm pretty much focusing on doing my cast. I suppose I could just do my attack and I'd probably DPS her pretty fast. Or at least slow her down enough that I can more easily DPS her. I am very much looking forward to getting Eggs of Wounds, though. That'll help our DPS significantly. Would love to see some more cast gems, but Chaos has not been kind to us on that regard. And admittedly, having what is it? It's Fated Authority and Fated Persuasion.
Just be a moment, Father.
I'm gonna assume Authority is the one that rerolls the doors. Unfortunately, a Fated Authority then has not really given us anything worth keeping. I'm gonna take the Yarn of Ariadne. That way, if we do get another Hermes room first,
Tartarus.
it could potentially offer us some pretty substantial damage up. Otherwise, we'll end up taking Zeus's special or his call, and that will set us up for the duo with Demeter and with Artemis, which are the two duos we're looking for in this run. I'm going to sit on my last stack of Fated Authority to try and reroll a mini-boss room if I can, because that's the best place to get higher rarity boons. And as it's, to my understanding, you can only want to reroll a door up to 3 times. The reason for that is, after that, it just kind of cycles. So there's no point unless you want the first god that was offered, in which case, why would you do that? You've wasted you've wasted 3 rerolls to end up where you started, which just seems kind of disappointing. Or kind of silly, rather. Well, I sure did take out that pillar. Alright, here's our coin, here's our fish.
What lurks in the river Phlegathon?
Looks like we're going to be getting a good number of fish for this run. Not going to complain about that too much. Here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy. And your junk.
Think I got one. Just a crustacean.
I don't know why, but I think the illustration for the crustacean is really cute. Oh, perfect, a Eurydice room. So we've got a fair number of boons. I probably could have sold some. We're gonna hope this hits the cast because that'll be a pretty sizable damage up, but we're gonna go for her rarity upgrade here.
What can I say, hon? We like practicing our favorite tune.
That you do. All right, Ambrosia Delight. What do we risk hitting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a 2 and 5 shot of hitting what we want. There are some nice things that it could hit alternatively. Like if it hits pressure points, if it hits Hunter's Mark, not the end of the world, not great. We'll be very sad if it hits. Where's that Winter's Chill? Arctic Blast. If it hits Arctic Blast, which you know it's going to, I'll be sad. Hunter's Mark and Hyper Sprint. Okay, not great, but oh well.
Stay cool.
Maybe I should have just taken the increased rarity, and then we basically are guaranteed if we're offered a rush delivery to see a high rarity rush delivery. Oh well. More than anything, I still think, like, the thing that we most immediately benefit from is Lightning Rod, but we're not getting that anytime soon, so Eggs of Wounds is probably our best option at this point. Am I just standing in lava? I was definitely just casually standing in lava. You know, the thing that you do. Anyway, what else could I talk about now that I've whined about my eye pain and my visual impairments? Not as an excuse to justify if I play poorly, but an excuse to justify why I'm maybe not recording a different game at this time, because I definitely had some plans to do some other games right now, especially some more reading-intensive games.
Trouble.
Let's see. We haven't been to the farmer's market. We're officially in the season where the farmer's market has less farm, more like crafted good type stuffs, which is fine, but it's not really our cup of tea. Kiwi and I are avid cooks. We love to experiment with new things, and fruits are always great for baking. And you just can't get that right now because we're in the cold months, unfortunately. So I mean, Kiwi is very Kiwi and I, our natural body temperatures are kind of at odds with each other. Kiwi is constantly cold, I am constantly hot, and so it's always a struggle with the thermostat for us to find a balance in our house that works for both of us. Admittedly, I try to within limits.
There we go.
I know that many mortals ask me for my blessings constantly, and I mean all the time, young nephew. But for you, you needn't ask at all.
I try to be respectful of Kiwi's physical limitations with temperature regulation, because her fingers turn blue very easily. I think I'll take Zeus's aid here. That's objectively the thing that'll give us the most damage. I'm not going to really be using the special, and Lightning Reflexes doesn't set us up for any duos. Yeah, Kiwi's fingers regularly turn blue when she gets cold. So I think I take pity on her. I can deal with sweating a little bit if it means that she is not freezing to death. And then because she does have an unfortunate like when she gets too cold, she just locks herself under the covers in bed and just ceases to function. She just looks like she's starting to shut down basically. And I'd rather not do that to her if I can avoid it.
Just getting
or not let her have to suffer through that. If I can tolerate the heat, I will. That said, every now and again, I do enjoy turning on the AC. I sleep with a fan on constantly, even through the winter. But the fan is focused on me. That might be part of the reason my dry eye is a little bit bad. But even without a fan on my face, I still have the same issue. It just it may be worsened, but I don't really think it has actually been worsened by me having a fan blowing on my face. Regardless, let's see, Infernal Trove, HP, kind of want the HP, but I don't think I need it. Gems or darkness? We'll take the darkness here, please. So yeah, we haven't been to the farmer's market in a while. In terms of cooking, we just made a giant vegetable lasagna, which tastes fantastic. We seasoned it a little bit extra this time, and that made it, I mean, I admittedly like my things over seasoned typically. I just don't because it can be a little bit more upsetting to the stomach on a regular basis, but it doesn't seem to bother me that much, honestly. And even with, like, I think I've talked about it a couple times. Like, I don't have to reduce sodium. I've not been instructed to do so by my doctor. I just know my family has a history of hypertension and those sorts of things that high sodium diets lend themselves well to. So if I can avoid setting myself up for failure, I'm going to try. Let's go for a third Chaos Gate and see what it gives us. I'm not really interested in Aphrodite. I'm not really interested in, I mean, the shop could offer us something good, but we still only have 3 gods. Oh, would you look at that? Finally, we have gotten a cast gem, except, unfortunately, for the next 3 encounters, each time you cast, you get hit for 4 damage. So we're going to have to do a melee-only build for a little bit. There is Hermes. Could take Hermes here. I don't have the increased rarity on our boons. I think this is the end shop, actually. Let's go for Hermes and see if we can get rush delivery out of it.
In the name of Hades.
What do we got, Herms? Greater Haste. I can't reroll. Do I take Greater Haste and hope that rush delivery shows up in a Styx shop? Will I even buy it if it shows up in a Styx shop? Because I'm going to be interested in trying to probably purchase a Titan Blood if it's available. So yeah, we'll take Quick Favor with that in mind, I suppose.
No way.
All right, on to Lerny. So I can't use my cast against the boss, which is kind of our big DPS, although admittedly Flurry Slash makes our attacks pretty appealing.
Look at you, Lerny.
Who's a handsome Hydra? Who's a handsome Hydra? You are, Lerny. You're a good Hydra. Here, we'll just do this. Every now and again we crit, and more importantly, actually, you know what? We crit with Arctic Burst, which did 240 damage. Not amazing, but not terrible. When we crit with our cast, we're hitting for like 504 damage overall, I think. Flurry attack is kind of fun, though. I have to say, it is satisfying to be swinging this fast. It just, I keep saying this over and over again. I am unimpressed by the base damage on the sword. It just always feels so kind of underwhelming. I'm hitting rapid 44s. That's nothing. Like, compared to all the other weapons, it doesn't feel like the DPS on the sword has ever been very satisfying to me. On the bright side, we're going to have a Greater Call of Zeus in a moment, and we'll use that to take out probably his multiple head phase. I mean, if you're just going to let me wail on you like this, thanks, Learn. I thought I was getting back attacks, but I guess I wasn't. Oops. All right. So let's let all the heads spawn in, see if we can get them to stack up, and then, that's...
Here we go.
I do that a little too often for my liking.
That can be arranged.
I used the Greater Call there actually to dodge an attack. We could have gotten hit by that head slam, or that chin slam that one of the heads used just there, but I was able to dodge it because Greater Call does actually give you iframes while it's activating, while you're, like, aggressively T-posing at your enemies. Yeah, we may be down our strongest DPS option, but we still have DPS options, which is important to recognize. Oh, there's a darkness. I'm like, where's the darkness that I'm being offered to pick up? Here it is. Is there a coin over here? I don't think I picked up the coin, so where did the coin spawn? Weird. Oh well, easy peasy. Just hold X and win.
Till you reconstitute again.
Alright, either I didn't get the coins or I picked them up earlier. No matter. On to the next floor. We've got our Zeus, we've got our Artemis, we've got our Demeter. We don't have our fourth god yet, which means they're going to be...
We'll have you back here soon enough, I think.
The game is going to be pretty aggressively offering us another god boon before it offers us the ones that we got. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I want to get Poseidon for Mirage Shot. All right, we'll take Poseidon here. And then... I don't think I'm selling anything just yet. We haven't been offered a single duo boon or Artemis's legendary. Would love to see any of those options, but not yet.
Onward, then.
Anyway, so our vegetable lasagna, it had a mixture of mushrooms, roasted red pepper, zucchini. They were out of yellow squash. We usually do an equal portion yellow squash to zucchini. They basically taste the same. They basically look the same.
Champions of Elysium.
Yet the color that it adds to the dish is kind of why we like it so much. Mushrooms. I think that's it. Mushroom, zucchini. Oh, and eggplant. Definitely eggplant. Tasted really good. Oh, and of course onions. Oh, we did I sauteed basically all the onions we had left, which was
That's a cup, all right.
a lot. It was probably an equal ratio of onions to the rest of the vegetables, at least in terms of before it was cooked. Once it gets cooked down, you know, everything shrinks. Oh, and there is some spinach in that as well. Spinach is like the most magical vegetable. You put it into anything that you cook and it just disappears. It was there and then poof, it's gone. It does not, those leaves wilt pretty substantially, but I like spinach and sauces. There's an Alfredo sauce we've made once before that I've never been able to recreate. It just somehow came out to have this like perfect flavor, and there was spinach in it that just kind of enhanced it altogether. I really don't know how to recreate it. I have yet to succeed. It also had mushrooms and zucchini in it, but I think some broccoli too. I really like broccoli and Alfredo sauce.
Bit nice to see my brothers getting on again, just like old times. Well, not exactly like old times, and come to think of it, there always was a bit of tension there between those two, but still, it's better than before.
Well said, Poseidon. Better than before is all you can ask. Idle Dash sounds kind of fun, but do I want that? I probably don't want that. We'll take his special. Alright. What does this Infernal Trove offer? Gems? Sure, we'll take it.
Sure, why not?
And we're getting forced into our second
All right,
hammer.
Precious, get to work.
I'm fine taking a second hammer here.
No time to lose.
Not ideal compared to my other option. Oh, right.
Shouldn't have done that.
I remember why I wasn't using my cast. Interesting that it... Oops. Man, I keep using Boldy instead of my... call. You know what? It's fine, though, because realistically speaking, I needed the
That's
HP.
quite enough.
And more importantly, I tend to forget to use it, so the fact that I'm using it up is actually probably for the best for me. Alright, let's go ahead and take this hammer. We'll see what it offers. I don't think there's anything I strictly need or want, but I'm not going to complain about anything I get. Actually, that's not true. I will very happily complain given the right opportunities. I think the best way to DPS these guys is probably wall slams, since I cannot... I don't want to get hit by their annoying AoE, this little laser line that they have between... Oh my goodness, I got hit by everything there, jeez. Okay, well, we're probably going to waste a Death Defiance here, honestly. Shielders seem to be a pretty hard counter to my current build, especially when I cannot use my cast. I don't think Artemis's arrows penetrate armor, though? Oh, right. I'm fine, Kiwi. The other big issue with my eye thing that happens is that I don't sleep enough because it forces me to wake up. And then it turns out it's really hard to fall asleep when you're just in some of the worst pain you can imagine. Like, I wouldn't call it my worst pain my worst pain is usually back pain, but it's definitely up there, and it's at the very least, it makes it hard to fall back asleep. It is usually my solution for dealing with the pain, though. I just force myself to fall asleep. It usually takes an hour or two.
From Master Chaos has evolved.
Hoarding Slash is good for a moment until we spend all our money, but Piercing Wave would be fun. 30 damage every time we slash. Yeah, let's take Piercing Wave. Because I am going to spend our money in Styx. I don't want to sit on it. Mid Shop versus Palm. The odds of us being able to palm the cast are low. We thankfully haven't died yet, so I suppose I could buy some HP there. More importantly, if we're offered a Zeus, Artemis, Poseidon, basically any of them at this point, I'll take them.
I'll take it.
Well said, Zagreus. Okay, we will take Razor Shoals, I suppose, so we can get status privilege going. I will take the HP here. Garon. Well said. Oh, look, a mini-boss Artemis. We'll definitely take mini-boss Artemis, because she basically is the core of all of the boons we want. She has her...
You are a gigantic soul catcher.
She has... What's it called? She has Mirage Shot, she has Lightning Rod, She has... We don't care about her duo with Demeter, so that'll be the least wanted option if she shows that, but we want Exit Wounds, we want her Legendary. She has a lot of boons that I would really like to see come into this run. Granted, we're probably not going to be offered any of them, knowing our luck, or we're going to be offered the Demeter duo, which I don't even remember. Oh, right, no, we can't be offered the Demeter duo because it requires Crystal Beam. So we're fine. I don't have to worry about that at all, actually. Gonna bail out so this Archer doesn't hit me. Toss the Zeus call out for extra damage. We're holding on to this Death Defiance as best we can. Which isn't our... I wouldn't say it's our absolute best.
Keep my soul for now, thanks.
Yeah, see, not offered a single thing, but we did get Exit Wounds. It's the lowest tier, but it's Exit Wounds, so...
My senses sharpen.
Oh, perfect. Patroclus. So I guess I'll take Hydrolite Gold here.
Always the stubbornness. Well, fine. Have it your way.
I don't know. Here's my options. I can either take the huge healing effect he gives...
I've no shortage of time to spare, I guess.
Or the attack damage up. The Cyclops Jerky could make its way to Hades if we get a 2-chamber Styx. Unlikely. Very unlikely. Actually, probably won't happen. But it is more fun. I will realistically lose a Death Defiance if I don't take Hydrolite Gold, at least on the heroes, but I still have 2 left. Does it matter? Probably not, honestly. We can use the cast again. But I'm going to use the cast again, so yeah, let's take Hydrolite Gold.
Thanks a lot.
I'll go the safe route. We'll go for coin here. I'm going to save my last Fated Authority. Oh, well, I guess I didn't need Hydrolite Gold after all. That's unfortunate. That's awkward. All right, perfect. Another Zeus spin. We'll take Zeus. Like I said, Zeus, Jolted, or Lightning Rod. Great options for us here. Lightning Rod being the duo between Artemis and Zeus that gives us the... It gives us... What's it called? The AoE of Lightning Bolt drops from having our cast gems on the ground. I'd say overall, I just want to see as much Artemis as I can. And that's not just because I'm an Artemis simp, but let's be honest, I am an Artemis simp. I do keep calling her best girl, and I feel rather called out whenever someone notices that. It's my own fault. But if it seems like people who use the phrase best girl are usually talking about Artemis, are usually the sort that refer to Artemis either way. So she appeals to the introverted crowd, and I am definitely among the introverted crowd, I guess, is what it boils down to at the end of the day. Honestly, Flurry Slash and Piercing Wave, or whatever that hammer is called that we just got, they synergize really well.
In the name of Hades.
Alright, Zeus. Yep, okay, Static Discharge. Take that. Enhances your call a fair bit. I will keep going with the route of coin, I think, here. The main reason being, the palm is cool and all, but I don't think I'm going to be able to reliably hit the cast. I think we're at the point where the cast is almost made irrelevant at this point. I can use it here and there, but I think our overall DPS has gone substantially up with just our attack boons. Granted, we still only have like a 2% chance to crit, so a 44 damage crit is not going to add up to a whole lot, but it adds, the rate of attack is notable. And we can still use the cast reliably in some instances, I suppose. And Exit Wounds does still do a pretty darn substantial amount of damage. Definitely would favor using my cast against these flame chariots, as they are amongst my least favorite enemies, and you definitely don't want to be in melee range of them when they're popping. I guess I just pepper and cast as I feel like it. It seems to be working pretty well. And when we do get those lucky crits, they be hitting hard.
What's for sale?
Nothing here I terribly want, so on to the next room. End shop. Take the end shop and see if we can afford anything. Even if I buy like 2 god boons, I can still probably afford a Titan Blood if I farm up enough. Artemis.
Here's the fee.
Unlucky. All right. Dash Strike, meh. Tidebreaker, also kind of meh. But none of these are really what I want. I guess Hidebreaker, so we clear armor faster. I'll take Dash Strike. It'll synergize better with Flurry Strike. All right. We didn't get a single duo boon this run yet. Unlucky. All right, let's see how we handle the heroes.
Face us, filth, however many times it takes, until you cannot stand it any longer.
I don't think I'll ever reach a point where I don't want to see you in Asterius, Theseus. You guys are basic. Oh, I forgot I have a 4th cast gem. Oops.
We shall
probably use that more regularly. I mean, you know what? A 440 damage. A 400. Alright, hush, Theseus. I'm trying to talk. A 444 damage exit wounds really isn't that bad. If those crit, that'll be even more. Where are my other cast gems? I'm missing one. Oh, it's in the Minotaur. Okay.
Can't do that.
I guess I'm not getting that back. Oh, wait, they're all in Theseus. Hey, Theseus, can I have those back? Thanks, bud. Oops, dash into that. I'm gonna save up Greater Call to just melt Theseus in his final phase. Would you kindly? Thank you. This is a fun. It always is fun to just get a ton of cast gems and then start getting exit wounds. Actually, here, you know what? Let's melt the Minotaur. Easier said than done if he's gonna keep dashing away like that. I'm gonna slow down his attack so that I can stay near him longer. All right, melted the bull.
Now for the other one.
Foul demon.
I like to imagine that was Theseus responding to us calling him.
You dare, blackguard. Either way, I shall crush you.
Calling him the other one. Like, foul demon, hush your mouth. How dare you call me just the other one? I have a name. I have a God-given name, and you will use it appropriately. All right, there we go. Unfortunately, I can't exit wounds him here.
Goddess Athena, I need your aid now. That blasted rock.
Don't you insult Bold? Oh, the dark. He's got a little shield of darkness and what's it called? The darkness and the coin were basically forming a shield around him. I couldn't hit him. Can you just let me get my cast gems back, my man? All right, you're done.
I am still.
I also am still. I don't know what that means. Well, I guess I am.
Hello, supportive shade.
Well met, supportive shade.
To entertain you, shades.
All right, on to the next room. This is definitely not playing out the way I had hoped, but you know what? I needed a casual run. Let's see, next floor, who do we want? Can't force any of the gods I care to see. And we're somehow benefiting from a melee build. I'm just gonna take Broken Spear Point. That'll reduce the damage that I take, I guess. Because I'm definitely gonna face tank some damage on the next floor. Yarn of Ariadne, let's go for that. Let's see if it gives us anything good. Best case scenario, I'd say at this point, Lightning Rod is probably the single best boon we could hope to see. Mirage Shot's cool, but probably not gonna show up. Do I even care about anything with Demeter at this point? Not really. Like, of all the duos, Cold Fusion is by far the most boring. And we don't even have a reliable way of applying it outside of Zeus's aid. We've gotten a lot of Artemis boons offered, though. So there's a reasonable chance we could see the duos that we're looking for. But, am I really going to choose that over the Titan Blood?
Fish.
Maybe.
Now that's a stone wall.
Definitely a strong maybe. There's also a Hermes boon. Like, I could buy boons and just give up the fun. Or, I basically have two options. I take the fun options, or I take the strong options. Or sorry, I take the fun options, or I take the meta progression option. I think I'm probably going to lean towards fun because we will get Titan Blood, and I have so much Ambrosia stacked up that I could probably spend it on that just as well. So yeah, why don't we buy the boons at the end of the shop, or in the shop? We'll just see, can we get anything more exciting to happen with this build than what we've currently inherited from our uncles and cousin. I feel pretty fast, which is probably inaccurate to feel, or not appropriate to feel, since
I'm out.
I only have Hyper Sprint. I didn't take Greater Haste. I took, what was the other Hermes boon I ended up taking? I forget. I know I was offered a pretty nice Greater Haste. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna dash about and do as much damage as we can, try not to get hit by the things that hurt, and get ourselves a nice, easy win. Because that's what we get. Poseidon's sword is definitely,
Come meet my blade.
again, I would say for me, my safest sword option. Like, I mean, most people argue Arthur because you can hit really hard and have that damage reducing AoE.
I can't.
But I genuinely am just not good at slow weapons in this game, it seems, and I don't think there's a single weapon slower than the aspect of Arthur. So I think overall, the aspect of Poseidon is probably my favorite sword, even though I objectively acknowledge that aspect of Nemesis is significantly better in terms of overall potential for runs. But, I mean, there are only so many weapons that entice you to run cast builds, and they're fun. T-Storm. I didn't even think about this one, and why would I want this over all of the other options? But I guess we don't get a choice. T-Storm it is, at least. Admittedly, now we have a reliable way to apply Jolted. I was complaining about that, so the game did give me what I wanted, I suppose. But I have qualms with their methodology, let's say. All right, Poseidon, since you gave us that, do you want to give us Mirage Shot while you're at it? I do really wish we had some sort of extra damage sword on our attack. Like, we got an epic level Demeter, and we're still hitting really kind of lackluster damage numbers. Like, I guess this is one of those situations where it's like rapid fire small hits adds up to a lot. It doesn't feel satisfying. This game definitely makes my brain happier when I'm hitting big numbers. And I will also admit, like, even if we are hitting fast, it still feels like our overall DPS is significantly lower than most of the other weapons that I use. Like, if this was a gauntlet build, I would be way faster. No matter. I'm gonna have to deal with some of my least favorite enemy types with armor on them.
Poisoned again.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys need to die now. Please stop. Please just go away and never come back. Oh, you came back. Ugh. Apparently that corner on the stairs can block projectiles. Good to know. I am getting hit by every projectile they offer. And unfortunately, that might actually kill me. Because I am at 5 HP. Oh, and it teleports. Fun. Okay, we got its armor down, which means now I can just melt it. If we spawn more satyrs, I'm sad. Stop focusing the rats. The rats aren't a threat.
Useless.
This is where Lightning Rod would really shine, because Lightning Rod would wipe out these rats really quickly. Also, fun fact, if you've never noticed the mine-throwing little enemies and these, like, the metal chamber things,
Nothing left here.
they have little mice in them too. Okay, we did get Mirage Shot. Awesome. We're just getting all of our duo boons at the very end of the run, it seems. Mirage Shot is gonna benefit our cast by increasing our damage overall by 30%. I am going to re-roll this mini-boss chamber in hopes of seeing another god boon.
Let's try this instead.
Zeus, okay. Well, that can set us up for Lightning Rod, potentially. And if we get a 3-chamber Styx, then I'm in the clear. If we don't get a 3-chamber Styx, I'm still in the clear, I just might lose a Death Defiance. I mean, I have 8 HP, I'm very likely to lose a Death Defiance regardless, especially if we get a small chamber like this filled with tiny vermin. Because they somehow seem to be very prone to getting past my defenses. Granted, I have an impenetrable wall of just rapid swings, so maybe I'm fine. Okay, yeah, I think I can probably manage them just fine. I have to be a little careful. These guys, on the other hand, one hit and I'm dead because the poison will tick down before I can clear it. But because they don't have armor, I'm actually relatively safe. Once I get them stagger locked, I just hold X and watch them die. All right, 3-chamber Styx. Nope. Oh, goodness.
Can't quite
Well,
get acclimated to this smell.
may have a Death Defiance consumed here.
Not now.
Probably not by this guy, at least. But the big rat travels faster than you expect. Get out of that. Again, an instance where Lightning Rod would be awesome.
I'm empty.
Take out its little friend. Oh, there's another one. What? Where'd you come from? It must have spawned directly underneath me. Dash in, collect my cast stones. We'll just have to depend on exit wounds damage if I can. I guess I could technically use a Boldy. Alright. We've popped its armor, which means I should be able to kill it now with stagger locking. Fortunately, these rats that spawn in front of me are kind of attracting the homing effect of my cast. I think we've got this without death. Let's see. There we go. Okay. 1 HP. I survived with 1 HP. Gold fusion. Okay. We're just gonna get all of the duo boons in the last very end of the run. That's funny. All right, so now none of our jolted effects wear off. All we need at this point is lightning rod. Why don't we go ahead and buy one of these Artemis boons?
Thank you, mate.
Zagreus, rather
We
than
got
greet
it.
you as I normally would do, instead allow me to present to you my illustrious, kind, generous Lord Father, your greatest Uncle Zeus.
Thank you for the introduction, daughter. Now, you run along, go frolic with your nymphs or something. Leave me to assist my nephew here. Bestow on him your faint blessing if you must.
Zeus. Well, I mean, Artemis was clearly taking the piss out of Zeus, but Zeus now, that's just rude. Oh, Kiwi. Oh, that's just cruel. You know what, Zeus? I'm sorry, but fully loaded is actually probably harder to come by. I'm taking that. All right, Artemis, will you do it again?
Why not?
Okay, I figured not. All right, well, let's go ahead and take, I guess, Hunter Instinct, so we gain more charge from our God Gauge. But that's wild. We got offered 4 God boons in a row, or 4 duo boons in a row, and a legendary. Let's go ahead and take this Palm Chamber. It's unlikely that I'll be able to get it on the cast, but it's very unlikely that we will get a 5 Styx. So I'm gonna anticipate the fact that this should be a free chamber, which gives us a pretty strong palm, and if we get that on our attack, never a bad time. Ideally, if I can somehow acquire 130 gold in the next 2 rooms, that would be awesome. This is probably a good way to start. I don't really need Hunter Dash. I don't really need Hunter Instinct. Filling up the God Gauge faster on crit is kind of nice, but meh. Now I only need 60 coin. I will end up buying the Titan Blood, as it turns out. I didn't expect to be able to do that and get what we wanted before, but I'm certainly happy with the outcome. Well of Charon. Am I likely to get 40 coin in 1 room? Probably not. As it is, I'm at risk of not getting the 7 that I need unless I see a golden pot. Oh, I guess I had 2 rooms, never mind. Either way, I think it's better that I didn't risk it. This build has somehow become very brain dead. I just walk up to enemies and hold my X button. It won't work on Hades. Wow, we got the 1.6 to 2% chance of the 6 chamber Styx. Unfortunate. Oh, and we have an armored satyr. Oh gosh, gross. Oh, this is an awful room for me, Kiwi. I'm probably gonna lose a Death Defiance here. Oh, and they spawn mini satyrs too. Awesome, awesome. I love this. I love this. I love this a lot. Here. At least I can proc exit wounds on this guy. Pop a Zeus call, and then now they're gonna take a lot of damage from Jolted, which is nice. I am somehow, so far, doing pretty darn well. Wow, I cannot believe I survived that room without losing a Death Defiance.
Awarded.
Pressure points or Hunter's Mark. 90% on Hunter's Mark is pretty hilarious, but I think I'll just take the 2% guaranteed crit rather than the situational crit that doesn't work on enemies that don't have friends around them. Yes, and whatever. Let's see. Let's go buy that Titan Blood. And I guess we'll go see our final chamber of Styx. What a lame Styx. Okay, actually, I take that back. We got given 4 God boons. I literally cannot. I have no right to complain. The game handed me everything I wanted on a silver platter and then had to make me choose between Artemis's legendary and her duo at the end. Which is funny, because those are like the 2 things I wanted the most, so of course they're the ones that are offered side by side. Of course they are. Oh well. At the end of the day, did Fated Authority really do that much for me? I guess it did get me the Zeus duo with Poseidon, but I wasn't really looking for that, was I? I don't know. I really don't know. We kind of rolled into some good things, but not really, and I feel like Fated Persuasion would have helped us a lot more. Anyway,
the sack finally.
There's our satyr sack.
Look at all that coin.
Okay, so we've got our Titan Blood, and I can afford nothing. Okay, never mind. Hey, Cerberus, let's end our run.
The prince compels the multi-headed hound to let him pass.
And the multi-headed hound agrees. He's fine.
For now, boy.
Alright, let's go ahead and beat up Hades. Now, do I just spam cast on this boss? I think I do, and we'll just see. Let's see how much damage just a cast spam does on him. I think it's entirely dependent on how many crits we get, too.
One last bit of business to take care of, then.
Bit of business, indeed.
Would that you cleaned your chambers with the same devotion you show getting to these heights.
I appreciate that he has this texted dialogue, and then he also sometimes comments on this in the actual fight, too. I really do like the banter they have back and forth with each other at the end of the fight, or in the middle of the fight sometimes. Hades. All right, you know what? I think we can pretty happily just spam cast here. Is it the most damage? No. But I can get status privilege, so I need to remember that.
Awaken, wretches, and fight once more upon the surface realm where you were slain. Darkness.
It is a funny build, though. It is a funny haha build.
He's trying to respawn.
Oh, no. Oop. Well, I wasted my time on that, didn't I? I do like seeing those 500 crits, but I mean, we've seen way better crits in other runs. I will overall give my opinion that Artemis's cast may not be the best cast in the game. It has some potential synergies, though. I mean, we could definitely do an Achilles build, 150% increased damage to then crit would be pretty wild, I imagine. We might have to try that at some point. That's gonna pop. Oh, I'm gonna get hit by it. You know what? I'm not gonna care about Dad's little friends. I don't need to. Let's be honest. Just get some casts and specials on him so that he's constantly got status privilege on him. And there we go. That's an easy phase 1.
Not finished then.
Yeah. All right. Okay, place your bets, Kiwi. Do we beat this without taking 4 damage? I bet no. I win the bet. Thanks for having confidence in me. That was like immediate. Not a surprise, but...
Fall blast you. Behold.
Oh, lasers, lasers, oh, okay, it's only 3 lasers, we can deal with that.
Not yet.
Need to remember to tag him with my attack and special every now and again so that he gets status privilege activated. But we definitely do damage. Alright, let's round this out with some Zeus. Nope, Olympus is in this to the end of the days, Hades. That's kind of the nature of our world.
I'm out.
I am full brain off, full DPS on. That's all this boils down to.
You think that you're the only one who shall keep fighting?
Oh no, I fully know that this game is a roguelite. It will never end.
I must go.
Fight another day, Hades. And I promise I know I mentioned it at the start of this run, I will get my...
In the name of Hades.
I will get my AFK run eventually. I very much anticipate that I will. I just... wow, heroic level Hunter's Mark is something. Anyway, I will definitely get my AFK run eventually. I think what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go with the aspect of Zagreus on the gauntlets. That way I have dodge chance, because even if I don't get hit, if I get Heaven's Vengeance, it'll keep me alive longer. And Heaven's Vengeance will do the damage for me, even if I don't get hit, to trigger the revenge boons directly. Heaven's Vengeance, for reference, Kiwi, is the duo between Ares and Zeus that makes your revenge boons go off automatically every 3 seconds. It's pretty funny if you get a fully stacked build on it. But there we go. Win streak number, I think it was 52. Any fish? Doesn't look like it. Let's do our house roundup and call it a day.
I have no new tales left to tell. But do not think that you have won, Prince Zagreus. For any tale worth telling is a tale worth telling again, and again, and again. Bye-bye.
No.
I love it. I love that guy's voice acting. I think he's the same voice that does a lot of the characters in this. He does Hades. He's Hades' voice, actually. He's very talented.
Did pretty well that time.
And there are a few voices who narrate better. Speaking of which, I've been thinking about maybe playing some of the other Supergiant games on this channel. I've never played Bastion, I've never played Transistor. I have played Fury, but I haven't gotten that far in it.
There's no such thing as lesser gods, lad.
That might be a fun playthrough.
You take care.
I think right now, though, my plan is to go back to Pokemon. I'm going to go back to Pokemon for a little bit.
I ever tell you you're the best son that a mother's ever had?
Aw, Mom. I'm sad Zagreus doesn't respond to that.
The three-faced guardhound of the gates of death barks out a brief hello.
All right. Dad has something new to say. All right. What new non-generic dialogue do you have to impart on us today, Hades? Let's see.
So, are you maintaining better contact now with Uncle Zeus, Uncle Poseidon, and the rest? Oh, and is it all right for me to speak about them here?
I'm certain the superficial messages we have exchanged shall taper off with time. We have always been apart, irrespective of the distance separating us. I know Zeus is content with your mother's version of events. Thus we are at peace, for now.
Wait, what do you mean for now?
I mean only that our family is prone to causing problems for itself. Never content to leave things well enough alone. But if we have little to do with them, their quarrels, or their nonsense on Olympus, it should be of no consequence.
But their family.
Pa, indeed. Yeah, it's complicated, especially
There must be some mistake.
for the Olympian gods. Oh, wait, what? That's us. Apparently, Zagreus is featured house servant. I feel like Zagreus would take issue with being called a house servant. No matter. I didn't know we could have a portrait up there. That's
Here's
wild.
The latest cat, chef.
I wonder what the circumstances for that are. Nothing too exciting from the chef. Gems, keys, the usual.
I went all the way to the top last time, huh? Not bad at all.
The last 52 times, Meg.
This is gonna be the best lounge in all the underworld.
It already is, Dusa, because you're here. All right, next
I envisioned that you would succeed.
What did you have
Pride
to
has
say?
been the failing of so many mortals, child, and has brought low members of your family as well. And yet, I am so very proud of you for what you have achieved. I wanted you to be aware of that.
That means a lot to me, Nyx. Though I never could have done any of this without your help. Even after I lashed out at you after I learned the truth about Mother, you never stopped caring for me. And you put yourself directly in harm's way defying Father's will. Why do all that for me?
I am eternally committed to this house. Long before your father came to rule, I was already here. When he arrived, I needed to do everything I could to keep order and establish with Lord Hades an agreeable relationship. But there is one more reason besides that.
To get on better terms with the Olympians. They always used to frown on the underworld, but now that they know us, they seem much more willing to get involved and help with things.
That, or it's just because she loves you, Zagreus.
A reasonable guess, and not without some truth to it, but no, my child. My reason for helping you is simpler than that. It is because I love you. You may not be born of me, but I raised you like one of my own, and I have cared for you as I am capable.
Nyx, I love you too. Thank you for everything.
That was really sweet. We got some really nice support from our moms. All right. Oh, right. Fated prophecy complete.
What do you know? This came true.
The Stygian blade, the son of the god of the dead, shall someday acquire each of the Daedalus enchantments for Stygius. Reward 200 gems.
I know Stygius like the back of my hand.
Now we just need to get it for the heart-seeking bow and then learn how to play the lyre. And we've gotten all of the fated prophecies completed.
This is hard.
We're getting there. I don't know how many times we have to play it and if it's like in between multiple runs.
Looking good. What's the matter? You gone soft or something, pal?
All right, we've got ourselves a spear run next. We haven't run Guan Yu in a while. Maybe I maxed that out.
The sheer bloodthirst of the Frostfair blade.
All right, aspect of Guan Yu on the next run, Kiwi. Let's do it. We're down 50% of our HP, but we have ridiculously high base damage on all of our options. I could go special and just play it super safe like a bow run, or I could go all in on the spin attack again, which was how we got our first clear, and man, was it strong. Let's see. I'll figure that out, but we'll figure that out off camera. Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades fun.
We'll be right back.